When this crypto chart pattern breaks, we can expect to see a significant continuation for this crypto rally, one where both Bitcoin and altcoin prices continue to rise to much higher levels. Is this the rally that we've all been waiting for? Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you exactly where I think Bitcoin and altcoin prices are going to be moving in the short term. I'm going to be talking about the macro factors that are supporting this current push in crypto, and I'm going to be talking about the altcoins that I've personally been loading up on and where I expect to see them going over the course of the year ahead. Do me a favor, hit the like button, and let's get into today's video. Now, over the last few months, the crypto market has been experiencing a bloodbath, where we've seen lower prices almost on a daily basis, causing many people to completely lose hope in what's going on. But all of a sudden, we have seen a strong bounce across the crypto markets, where even the most bearish 4-year cycle theorists have said that they've been buying the dip over the past few weeks. All jokes aside, jumping across to crypto bubbles right now, you can see that we have indeed seen a very strong rally. Bitcoin is up around 23% from lows, Ethereum up 33%, altcoins like Fetch AI are up nearly 60%, and a few of the altcoins that we were talking about on last week's video, like Render, Taubetenza, Hype, are up significantly in the past week alone. But I know that this move isn't enough to shake people back into confidence, and that's fair enough. We've obviously seen some pretty brutal price action. And if you jump across to X right now, who are telling you different things. By the way, make sure you give me a follow. It's Peter_THOC. I'm posting very regularly over here. I can't post as regularly on YouTube because it takes me much more time to make videos. And right now I'm focusing a lot of time and attention into growing Perceptron, which is my AI data crypto project. Make sure you give that one a follow as well while you're at it, because the token will be launching quite soon for that. Now, over on Twitter, you're probably seeing lots of people talk about fractals and calendars and why the price must keep going down from here. And that's fair enough, okay? In the last bear market, we saw a fairly similar looking chart pattern to what we see now. As you can see, around the 14th of March 2022, we saw Bitcoin pushing up a little bit higher and then rolling over into this very, very painful move here. Now, that caught a lot of people off guard because lots of people were bullish up until that point, expecting to see another rally there. As you can see, we have a fairly similar, in a way, looking chart. However, the only thing in my mind that's really similar is the chart pattern itself and the fact that we're in March. Let me explain. Now, this here is the production cost for Bitcoin, and I am aware that I shared it with you the other day, but it's a really important one to be looking at. Basically, it's the cost to mine a Bitcoin. Over time, it's more difficult to mine Bitcoin because of the halving and more people mine a Bitcoin, which ultimately pushes the price of Bitcoin up over time. I believe that was one of the original kind of plans for Satoshi when he was basically coding Bitcoin. Now, as you can see, going back to 2017, the Bitcoin price has only really gone under the production cost of Bitcoin about 1, 2, 3 times, and then maybe a tiny little like day or so underneath after the FTX collapse back here. Now, this should tell you something important. When the price of Bitcoin is near the production cost, chances are that it's not going to go significantly lower than the production cost. And guess what? Just the other day, we actually touched the production cost, $59,900. Since then, over the past month or so, the production cost has now risen to around $62,700 at the time of making this video. Now, back in this period of time here in March of 2022, you could see that the price of Bitcoin from that peak down to production cost, you can see is around 62%. But as you can see, we literally touched it the other day. So first thing that I think we have a bit of disparity on is this. Now, that's the first argument. Now, in the introduction, I made a big dramatic statement about when Bitcoin breaks out of this chart pattern, it's going to do this. Allow me to show you. Down below, you can see this RSI, the relative strength index. Now, as you know, if you've subscribed to my channel, I don't just focus on charts. I use charts, but ultimately a lot of the stuff I'm doing is looking at macro and how the macro relationship works with crypto. Now, I also don't care too much for indicators because most of them on delays, they don't really show you particularly useful things, in my opinion, with the exception of maybe the RSI. Now, the relative strength index shows you the momentum of price. And obviously, as price goes higher significantly, it tends to slow down and weaken, telling you that there's a chance that the price might turn around. On the flip side, when price comes down really hard, you go into like oversold periods, and that typically tells you that there's a chance that you could start to see a bounce at any given time. So it's a very useful indicator. Now, over time, we've also seen something very significant happening when it comes to the Bitcoin price and the RSI. Now, this is a 2-week chart, and on the bottom, you can see that every time the RSI goes in a significant downtrend after a bull market, you can see that it basically bottoms out and it breaks this red line, okay? First break, this is back in 2015. You can see that this is basically what happened after that period of time there. Now, you can see that we get another strong downtrend at the end of 2017 bull market into 2018. Eventually, it comes up and it breaks this particular trend line around here. We get that move up. We then get the COVID correction, and then we get continuation. Now, obviously, COVID correction was pretty brutal, but it was still a higher low compared to where we were then. Now, we then get the same throughout COVID. We get the same through down to the bottom of the FTX collapse. We get the same multiple times during this bull market. And just look above, look at where these green lines are basically lining up. Every single time we're breaking out of this line, it's effectively signaling that the end of the kind of lows are in and we're about to see much higher times ahead. What is important to focus on right now is that we are running into this red line. Now, that's not to tell you that we can't possibly see this get rejected here and maybe see a bounce. Okay, if that happens, we could see maybe something like this and a push higher. But would we go significantly lower than where we've already been? Well, let's just drop this red line here on the bottom of where we went to recently in terms of how oversold Bitcoin was on the 2-week chart. Now, as you can see, zooming in, Bitcoin was the most oversold it has ever been during that period of time. Also, referring you back to this fractal, back here, which is what people are saying we're at right now, was basically here on the relative strength index, okay, before a very significant lunge lower, not even as low as we went recently. This is very, very important because for this to really go even more oversold, it's going to be a really difficult thing, in my opinion, to see happen across the crypto markets. Now, that's just taking into account charts and a few fractals and other bits and pieces, and that's fine. But let's have a look at something else, because I believe that the charts are just the last thing that you see, right? All of the different data and information building up behind the scenes is what's really driving the crypto market. The chart is just what's already happened. In order to understand what we should be doing next, we need to predict what's going to happen into the future, and the chart really doesn't tell us that because the chart's telling us what's already happened. You get me? So what we can do here is go and look at other things that were behind this drop. Around here, we started to hear rumors that we were going to see quantitative tightening. Not quantitative easing, quantitative tightening coming in. Quantitative tightening came in, brutally disrupted Bitcoin, and then brutally disrupted the entire crypto market. Altcoins basically bottomed around here predominantly. Only Bitcoin and Solana and a couple of others made it to here to bottom. But ultimately, ETH, Cardano, and a handful of others were bottoming here because of the reaction to that quantitative tightening news. Now, on the flip side right now, the market isn't in quantitative tightening. It is now more neutral, but actually we are more in a stage where we are starting to see the balance sheet grow through easing. And what does crypto love? Liquidity. When there's more liquidity in the system, crypto goes up. And what you've got here is the Federal Reserve balance sheet. Now, this blue line shows whether they're tightening like this or whether they are easing like this. As you can see, this was the COVID easing period of time. Obviously, huge amounts of money was generated, and that's why we saw significant drives in the crypto bull market back in sort of 2020 into 2021. Then you can see around April 2022, which, as you can think back, is basically this particular part here, end of March into April 2022. You can see it's basically the balance sheet begins to shrink. Okay, all of a sudden, around the 24th of November 2025, we see a bit of an increase beginning on the balance sheet here as they put an end to quantitative tightening. And if you want to see something else very significant, on the bottom is the Ethereum versus Bitcoin chart, which, as you can see on the kind of 19th of August 2019, was basically down here around the bottom. Then from there all the way till kind of 11th of April 2022, you can see that this moves up in an upwards direction. April 2022 is around here. Then you can see this basically starts to trend towards the downside, and now it's beginning to trend up again as the balance sheet is also increasing. If you go back in time, you can see that this basically selling off point began here, which is pretty much in line. The 1st of January 2018 is basically when this started to move down. So when we see balance sheet increasing, you will typically see an increase in Ethereum's performance against Bitcoin. That's very important because, as you know, when Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin, we tend to have much better conditions across the crypto market, particularly for altcoins. And right now, this Ethereum versus Bitcoin chart is putting in one hell of a bull flag. Okay, it's interesting to see right now. It hasn't broken yet, but I do suspect over the next couple of weeks, we will see this break towards the upside, and that will reignite altcoins once more. But what about the war in the Middle East? What about all the risk conditions? What about everything going on? Well, ultimately, you've seen crypto going up. You've seen lots of other things that tell you that there's big big risk conditions going on, but ultimately the smart money, the big banks, the institutions aren't making plays right now that suggest that there's risky times ahead. In fact, they're doing the opposite. This is the IGV, which is basically a tech fund. Okay, this typically goes down when you start to see the market looking a bit sketchy, a bit risky. All of a sudden, you can see that this has bounced very strongly. Not only that, but you can see the accumulation here is the biggest it has ever been for tech stocks. So while everyone's panicking about what's happening across the market, we have seen the biggest accumulation ever for tech stocks going on over the past few weeks. And guess what? The IGV is one of the most closely correlated to the Bitcoin price out there. Okay, this was the last bear market. You can see we then kind of ran up multiple kind of periods of time that this has basically been matching over the past few years. So all conditions are moving towards risk on, and we're starting to see liquidity increasing, and we're already at Bitcoin's production cost. And the last but not least thing to show you, which is from Check on Chain, worth checking out by the way, very cool stuff, is this. It means it's showing you the realized losses over the past few months. Okay, the realized losses have been absolutely massive. 2 times we've had realized losses bigger than we saw back in 2022. And that's very important, okay, because we have seen a lot of the short-term newer holders of crypto selling in massive numbers. Why is this so important to see? Well, if they've already sold, there isn't that many more people left to sell. What we've really seen happen over the past few weeks is a lot of people panic selling who are newer to the markets. A lot of the people who've been in the markets a long time have then been accumulating that crypto. A lot of the whales have been soaking up that supply. And when that basically happens, it tends to mean that the people who can be shaken out of the market already have been shaken, and there isn't really anyone left to shake. This starts to create a stable base, and from there, we can start to build. Now, in the shorter term, Bitcoin is clearly running into a very complex area for the Bitcoin price, and a lot of volume exists in this area. Previously, this was an all-time high for Bitcoin back in March 2024. It then acted as support back in April 2025. Right now, it will be acting as resistance. Now, there isn't really much volume being traded historically between these levels, all the way up to around $95,000 to $98,000. I do believe that we could potentially in the shorter term see a bit of a run up to around this kind of $84,000 level, kind of CME gap level, and we could see a pullback and ultimately eventually run back towards this level up here. Now, things that I am paying close attention to right now is the fact that according to the liquidation map, really there's not much in terms of leverage longs building up. This is very, very important. As crypto goes higher, you're going to see the amount of fear and whatever subsiding, more greed will start to come in. But ultimately, if the crypto price can continue to $75,000 to $80,000 plus, without significant greed returning and fear still remaining, it still leaves a green light for the price to continue higher. And as it's continuing higher, you see that lots more shorts are being stacked up here. Now, this provides the liquidity to allow price to continue higher, and in the short term can be a very positive thing. Now, if we suddenly do rally straight back up to this zone, which I think is probably a little less likely, I do think we're going to spend more time bouncing in and around this area before we're shooting up higher, then there's a very real chance that suddenly everyone will become too greedy too fast and we'll need to spend more time chopping around. Okay, so ultimately we do want to see the price slowly kind of quietly creeping back up without people paying too much attention to this and getting too excited too early. And I just want to refer you back to several times in the past, like this and this and maybe this. Ultimately, Bitcoin here had found its bottom, okay, on the 5th of August 2024. Lo and behold, a month or so later, it sweeps a low again and then continues higher. Ultimately, that would have shaken a lot of people out. We then see it here. Bitcoin basically bottomed around 13th and 14th of March. A month or so later, we then had another sweep low, and then it sent the price significantly higher. Bitcoin isn't immune to doing that again. Okay, but ultimately, I don't feel in any way, really, it's going to go below here for any extended period of time. Really, I don't think we're going to push significantly lower than where we are right now. I do believe that we bottomed in here and we are now ready to start building for the next rally higher, but it can take time. I don't know exactly. So how do we position ourselves for all this confusion? Well, ultimately, it's up to you to understand whether or not for yourself, you're confident buying in around when Bitcoin is between $60,000 and $70,000. Is that close enough to the bottom for you. Looking back to 2022, would you have been happy buying Bitcoin somewhere around $20,000? Would you have been happy buying Bitcoin around $17,000, $18,000? The answer is probably yes, because you see what happens next. Ultimately, during this period of time, Bitcoin hit extreme fear. All the other kind of similar metrics and things were flashing that have been flashing over the past few weeks. So ultimately, I see my job as an investor to just try and buy in when no one really wants to buy in at low price, and then hopefully sell it later on when everyone's greedy and wants to kind of get into the market. Now, luckily, when it comes to altcoins, many altcoins across the crypto market bottomed against Bitcoin back in like October. You can see this particular chart, and I showed this on the channel the other day. This is a strong downtrend here. You can see it's basically started to break out of its downtrend here. You can see that these lows are starting to ease off. We then are starting to round off here. This was back on the 10-10 event. This was back in kind of June of last year. We then started to put in a higher low from here. I do believe that alts won't go lower against Bitcoin again, giving us decent entries over the past few weeks for altcoins. And one thing that I think has become abundantly clear, and hopefully you've started to realize this, is that when crypto dies and goes down and everyone's like, well, altcoins will never have a run again, as soon as Bitcoin went up 20%, many of these altcoins rallied very strongly. And it's not that random. If you were watching the video I made the other day, I was talking about how to identify lots of these different coins and how they would see strong moves when the market returned to strength again. Hyperliquid Tab Tensor, I talked about Nosana that went up nearly 75%. Yes, it's pulled back around 20% since then. I talked about Pump Fund, I talked about Sui, and ultimately all of these are pumping because they got lots of cash in the bank. If you want to know how to go and identify altcoins that will pump when the market is good and have lots of money in the bank to survive if markets go bad, then make sure you go and watch that other video. And by the way, if you missed that video, make sure you go and subscribe to the House of Crypto. Now, personally, I haven't been buying any more altcoins really since that video that I made the other day, because ultimately a lot of the coins have been pushing up very, very strongly since then. If we do see another swing down for Bitcoin and some of those altcoins see a bit more of a pullback, then ultimately I might enter into more coins like Pump.Fun. Obviously, this is quite a clear zone for me. It's quite an attractive place to be getting in whenever prices return to here. Knowing how much revenue Pump Fund generates, etc., I know that they're probably going to be a strong performer in the bull market ahead. Didn't get a chance to really buy enough of this because I was focusing a lot more to the likes of Render, Sui's, Aethers, etc. But I do really like the look of this one. But I do kind of fancy getting into this, and maybe Virtuals and a couple of others. As you can see, it's just creeping through down here. Now, if you're looking to buy any of the coins that I've been talking about, you can go and sign up for a Bitunix account, which is linked down below in the description, and you can get up to a $40,000 deposit bonus in USDT and gold rewards. Also, most of the coins that I've been talking about, many altcoins are available on Bitunix. Pretty much the best place to be going and buying altcoins. I use it because it doesn't require me to register. I can use it wherever I am around the world, which makes it very convenient for me because I travel a lot. Also, if you're a trader or you want to start learning more about trading, then I suggest go and check out WEEX, which is also down below in the description, where 100 winners will win 100 USDT. But also the cool thing about WEEX is we partnered up with them to be able to offer an in-house trader to coach you on trading. Not only will they coach you and teach you more about trading, but they also offer trading signals. You can go and check them out in this Telegram group. Now, in this trading group, you can see there's lots of different kind of educational content, as well as various trading signals. You can see this one obviously has been hitting take profits in the last couple of days, which is great to see. And it's kind of a strong community over there if you want to go and learn more about trading. Simply to be able to access this trading group, you just got to use your WEEX account, deposit like $50, and you'll get an email that allows you to go and join the Telegram chat over there to learn more about trading. Guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video, found it useful. Okay, over the next couple of days, I'm going to make a few more videos. I know I've been a bit quiet. Let me know down below what type of videos you want me to make. Do you want me to do more deep dives into altcoins? Do you want me to talk about small caps? Do you want me to talk about more macro? You let me know. Okay, let me know down below, and I will see you very soon in another video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.